Hello, class. We are going to be looking at Adobe Premiere Rush, and I absolutely love Rush for a few reasons. One thing it's kind of does it does all the things that most people use Premiere Pro for. So most people, Premiere Pro is like this huge ocean, and there's just, a few things that most of us use most of the time. There's a few features in Premiere Pro that I absolutely love. And the beautiful thing about Rush is that you can learn how to quickly put something together in Rush because it's very intuitive. And then you can open that project up in Premiere Pro and do some of that fine tuning. Like do some fine tuning with the audio. You have one thing I really like is, the automatic captioning in Premiere Pro is really nice. But Rush is such a great way to dive in and get kind of like the bulk of our project done. And then we can bring it into Premiere Pro and put the finishing touches on it. So we are going to edit a project here. And if you're in my class, you probably already got the assets you need to follow along and do this very project I'm going to show you. We're going to create a 16 by 9 video of my daughter doing a karate class in our basement, just like we did all through COVID, doing karate on Zoom. And we'll put that together and we'll turn it into a 9 by 16 video. So we'll have two sequences. And I'm going to show you how to organize all your assets and keep track of your project and then put in music and effects and titles and all that fun stuff. So let's dive in and see how much trouble we can get into. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. And I'll turn off my video because I want you to see all the cool stuff I'm going to do on the screen. So turn off the video. And let's go take a look at let's take a look at my file explorer. So if you take a look here, I have under Paul Godkin Video Projects Current, Grace Karate, Karate Assets, I have all the files that I need. In fact, I got a few that I don't even need in here that we're not even going to use today, but they're all organized. Whatever assets you think you're going to be working with, try to put them into one folder on your C drive before you start editing. And that will save you so many headaches. It'll make it so much easier. If you do stuff in the cloud, first of all, I mean, editors aren't going to keep up with it. You're going to get your screen freezing and crashing. It's very frustrating. So put all your assets on your C drive, unless you really are working with an editor that's in the cloud or something, which this is not. This is all happening on your machine. Although it is synced in the cloud and stuff like that, which is a really nice feature with Adobe. So this is all the assets and they're all organized. And the next thing we'll do is we'll go and take a look at Rush. There's a few projects that are already in there and I've already opened up Rush. And if I go to the left, I just hit create new project. Hey, there's all the files I had that I was in the folder. And that's because I was already in this folder and I'm remembering that from last time. But if you have your folder somewhere else, it's easy to navigate. I head to the C drive and then I can just find the folder where I'm keeping my stuff, navigate to it, right? So in this case, it would be, in my case, it's under users and then PF Godkin. And then I'm going to go to video projects current. And then I think it was Grace Karate, Karate Assets, and there they are. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick my main video here. And I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to left click on it. Boom. And I'm going to hit create at the bottom. Oh, you know what? I should give it a name. So down at the bottom left, I will call that Rush Karate Tutorial. There we go. And at the bottom right, I hit create. There you go. That's an unflattering screenshot of me. That's maybe a little better. My eyes are open. So I want to make this as easy as possible to work with. And on my left here, I have my bottom left, got a whole bunch of cool things I'm going to open. So I'm going to turn on my expand audio. And that way these blue waveforms correspond with my voice. So when I'm silent, there's no waveforms. And this is very helpful when you're editing. Very helpful. Other thing I have, I'll turn on my control track so I can see my different channels. Right, there's my tracks. Next thing I wanted to do is bring in the assets I'm going to need. So here is my introduction. Have a listen.
Hello, class. So I have a video project that we're going to edit together. So I'm going to be recording this video, and I've taken some B-roll of my daughter doing the typical part of a karate class in our basement. So we'll start covering this video now.
Okay, and I'm going to start editing it just before I look down at that amazing script I wrote to go with this amazing video. So this blue part is my playhead, and that's about where I want to put my first shot. And the first thing I know is my daughter does some jumping jacks. So I'm going to hit the plus sign. It says add media. And I hit your media. And I've named all these files. When I brought them all into the folder, great habit is when you bring in files from your phone or from your mirrorless camera into your computer, they all have numbers. It's a numbered file system, and it's not that easy to remember, like a number like CR3359. It is easy though if you give it a name, so you just right click on it and change the name to something like, I don't know, jumping jacks. So then I know that I'm going to see jumping jacks. Even though we have lovely thumbnails, it's not as easy to identify if you don't give it a name. And it also saves you some time because you can decide, hey, which shots are good and which ones aren't. And you give names to the shots that are good and only import those shots. So here are my jumping jacks, and I'm going to left click on it and I'll drag it on right there. There it is. And I'm actually, while I'm in there, I'll fix that later. So she's looking right at me there. That's kind of weird. So I'm going to go and move this blue playhead while holding my left mouse button down. And there she goes. So she's not looking at me anymore, and we'll still start it there. And if I move to the beginning of the clip, you see it becomes a little red bracket. I can hold my left key down and I just move it over. There it is. Here's our first one.
Jumping jacks are how we start things off.
And I'll move that over because we're still not covering everything, are we?
Video now. So jumping jacks are how we start things off, so she can get her muscles nice and warm. Then she can move into some.
And next thing I said was stretching, and I want to see stretching when I say stretching. So let's go to stretching. There's stretching, and I'll drag stretching onto there.
Move into some stretching because she will be doing a lot of kicking in this workout.
Okay, and we stop right there with her stretching. Now you will see from this first clip,
move into some stretching.
Second clip, that's a jump cut. She went magically from doing jumping jacks to stretching, and we want to give the illusion that some time has passed and that something has changed. So we put in a dissolve. If you go to the right and you look on the side, I'm moving my mouse around there. There's the T for text, and right below that is effects. I'm going to click on that with my left mouse button, and I'm going to grab dissolve. And you'll see as I click dissolve, it created the dissolve. I can also drag it onto the timeline, but now it looks like this.
Do some stretching because she will be doing a lot of kicking in this workout. Next.
Okay, and I don't know if I want that one or not yet, so I'm going to get rid of it because I put in that transition. And what's cool is you can just click on the transition and delete it if you want. Next was push-ups. Now the same thing with the jumping jacks. She was looking right at me when she did the push-ups. So I'm going to show you a neat feature in Premiere Rush. Right below the clip, there's this little thing. I think it's like a TV screen maybe. We'll left click on that. And now it's bigger. And so I can kind of preview this and fast forward to where she's not looking at me, and we'll get her doing her push-ups. And I can trim the clip right there. And now I can drag it on, and it should, I think, be edited, and it is. It's edited to where it should be. And I will put a dissolve there. There we go. So we'll dissolve
in this workout. Next, she does some push-ups to get the upper body ready for what is about to come.
All right. So I want to stop this right here. Another way that I could break up this clip or cut it is I can actually cut it. Right over here is a pair of scissors. These in Premiere Pro, they actually have a razor blade, which I think dates back to the days when you would cut tape with an actual blade, an actual straight blade, which I did when I was in community radio, but we don't do that anymore. So I'm going to click on this, and it makes a cut right there. So that's 2 clips now. And I don't need this second one, so I'm going to just press my backspace and delete it. There we go.
Come. This is called kata.
Kata. Kata is something that we're going to look at. Let's find kata. There it is. Okay. I want to show something cool with this one. So I'm going to preview it. And listen to my voice here.
This is called kata. These are choreographed fighting moves, kind of like a dance. It's a way for karate students to practice their techniques when they don't have a partner. So this one is called Shiho Kuskun.
Okay. There's a cool thing Grace does in this video. So we're just gonna I'm just gonna scrub through it, and you see her doing her kata, and at the very end of it, she lets out a kiai, a spirited yell, and you can see the waveform there where she does it.
Hi.
Right on. So I'm actually going to back it up to where she does that, right there. And I'll back this one up. This is called non-destructive editing. So if you make it too small, it doesn't matter. You can always fix it. And I actually want, if you look at the waveforms over here, there's silence. You see there's no sound right there. And I actually want, that's where I want to hear her give her kiai. So I'm going to grab this, move it down. And so her waveform is now where it's supposed to be. And then I can make these two meet each other. And I put in a dissolve. Let's see how that looks.
What is about to come? This is called kata. These are choreographed fighting moves, kind of like a dance. It's a way for karate students to practice their techniques when they don't have a partner. So this one is called Shiho Kuskun.
Hi.
Here.
Oh, chills. That was excellent. Oh, that worked out great. So that is nice. When you have some background sound like that, that takes people to the place. So as we say in video, don't show me, don't tell me, show me. But even better than showing me is take me there. And when you have sound, that takes you there. So we're gonna keep that in there. So the next part we're talking about.
Here, Grace demonstrates a punching
and kicking combination. So when I say punching and kicking, ideally, I would see punching and kicking. So this one is actually named combination number 5. And I will just drag that down. Oh, you know what? Here's something we do. This little bar at the bottom allows me to move right along. If I press the minus key, I can see more of it. I press the plus key, I can zoom in and see more of it, which is very useful. So I'm going to grab this combinations, and let's see how the timing is on that one. Oh, I'm going to put a dissolve in, make it look right. There we go.
Hi.
Here, Grace demonstrates a punching and kicking combination. This is called.
Okay, so I want to see punching and kicking. Oh, that's not the right one. What did I do there? I brought in, I didn't bring in combination number 5. I brought in there we go. This should be here. I brought both of those in for some reason. There we go. Easy to fix. There we go.
Here, Grace demonstrates a punching and kicking combination.
Ah, yeah, and when I said punch, she punched, and when I said kick, she kicked.
Right. This is called combination number 5. It's a roundhouse kick followed by a reverse punch.
Okay, that's nice. So I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to delete. I'm going to use the minus key so I can see a little more of this. And we're getting close to the end, boy.
Number 5, it's a roundhouse kick followed by a reverse punch. Now she's going to put on her gloves.
Okay, let's put on the gloves, and I do have something cool to show you with this one. So I'm going to use this close-up of the gloves. And I'm just going to grab it, and I'll drag it right there.
Followed by a reverse punch. Now she's going to put on her gloves. Let's move from this close-up to a wider.
Okay, so I'm going to go move from this close up to a wider shot. So I happen to have a wider shot. Now let's pay close attention there. Right at the end of the frame, we see she's about to put her left thumb in the glove. So I happen to have a medium shot of her putting on the gloves. I took 2 shots. And I'm going to preview that. And I'm going to find the spot where she puts her left glove on and is just about to put her thumb in there. That's about right. And now I can move to there and I'll grab it. I'll put it there. Let's see how that looks.
Let's move from this close-up to a wider shot of her putting on the gloves.
Pretty good. Now, yeah, you don't actually need to dissolve there. I could probably edit that a little better, but you get the idea. You don't actually need to dissolve there because that's not a jump cut.
First punch.
Although this is a little bit of a jump cut, so I will put a dissolve there. It's not bad because we moved to a close-up, but I'm still gonna put a dissolve there. So it looks more like
reverse punch.
that. There we go.
Now she's going.
Okay, that's fantastic. And I will show you one more way that we could do that. So I didn't have to do 2 shots there. In fact, I could have just used this one and then do what we call a snap zoom. Some people call that actually a snap zoom. Some people will actually refer to that as a jump cut. But I am going to actually delete this one now, because here is the cool thing about having 4K video is we have the resolution now that we can do something very cool with it. So I'm going to show you.
Now she's going to put on her gloves. Let's move from this close-up to a.
Okay, so I'm going to divide this into 2 shots now. So this was a wide shot there, but I want to turn this into a close-up. So let's click on it. I click on it, I click here, I get these little handles on the side. And what's very cool is I can actually zoom in. I can grab these handles and move them this way, and we can zoom in. I can also grab, if we go to the very right and grab the slider, move it that way. And then I can recenter it. So I can zoom in super close. Now it looks like this, right? So move from the close up to a wider shot. We do lose a little bit of quality there, but I'm going to export this. This is a 4K video. I'm going to export at 1080, so then it'll look pretty good still. But we don't have to go quite that extreme with the close up. That's one of the neat things you can do.
Let's hit the bag now.
All right, let's hit the bag now. So I've got a shot here called punching. And what I love about this shot is we're actually going to hear her hitting the bag, and we'll fine tune the audio in a little bit. But let's go grab this punching shot, and I'll put that here. There it is. Here's our punching shot. It says, go to effects. I'll put in that dissolve. Here we go.
Let's hit the bag now. Grace is doing a series of punches. Let's edit in a reverse.
And then we're going to edit in a reverse shot of the punches. So I'll cut this here. And you will see in that final shot, she has her right hand on the bag and her left hand is just about to hit it. So I think she's just about to bring back her right hand and bring forward her left hand. So now I'm going to go to kicking reverse. And I'll preview that. And I'm going to find, oh, that's kicking reverse. I want punching reverse. Punching reverse. Oops. There we go. Punching reverse. Let's preview that. Okay. So we want the left hand about to leave. So right there. So if I bring this across, boom, then I can drag it down.
Let's edit in a reverse shot over her shoulder.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Just see the punches hit the bag. Kick.
Okay, just hit the punch. And I'll cut that. I'll delete. And we are getting close to the end. Don't you worry. So kicking is next. So there's kicking. Let's put in kicking. Whoops. Kicking. There's kicking. I think I'll start it. I'm going to go in a little closer because I think I want to start that just a tad. So this is where I use the plus sign because I didn't trim that enough. So I'm going to make it right there and I'll move it over. There you go. Okay, let's take a look at this.
Kicking is next.
Kicking is next.
Here is a series of roundhouse kicks. Now let's look over.
Okay, and we'll look over her shoulder. So go to the left and cut and delete. And we'll go to kicking revert. Now let's be careful where were her legs. She was just about to land a kick with her right foot. This will be easier to edit actually if I in fact have go where with one foot on the bag. So there we go. So I'm going to edit it there. That's easier to find on the preview video. So just as she's landed her foot on the bag. So let's go to kicking reverse and I'll open that up. All right. So here is kicking reverse. So I think we said just after, so just as it's coming off, right there would be a good spot. And we'll cut that. And we'll bring this here. Let's see. And now, if you're wondering how I'm pressing play, you can press play here, or you can press the space bar. I don't think I explained that to you. So if you're wondering how I'm doing that, I'm pressing the space bar.
Now let's look over her shoulder again so we can see those kicks.
Okay, and I think that worked out pretty well. So she hits the bag there. Oh, that wasn't good at all. That was not good at all. Somehow I messed that up. So let's zoom in, and this will fix it. That's better. See how that looks.
Over her shoulder again.
That's
so
better.
You can see those kicks land. And that is a basic karate workout in our basement.
Okay, and we'll finish with those mighty kicks at the end. Because that'll be a nice way to go out, is to hear those kicks. I'm going to press the sign. So we've edited this story pretty much. There's a few things that it needs, though, a few things that I would like to add. So for example, we could put in, you know what we should maybe do first? Let's do some audio editing, because there's a few things that overpower the sound here. So her kicking at times overpowers my voice. So I want to adjust that, which is easy to do. I'm actually going to just select one clip. So when she does those jumping jacks, if you listen, you can actually...
So jumping jacks are how we start things off. So
you can hear her doing the jumping jacks, which is good. I actually want to hear I mean, the story works without the background sound, but the background sound takes you there. So we want to have it. So I can click on that clip. And if we go to the right, the second from the bottom is how to edit audio. And I've selected that clip, and I'm going to bring the clip volume down to about 22. And now if I play...
she can get her muscles nice and warm, then she can move into some stretching, because she will be doing...
And in fact, I can also, if I left click and draw a box around all of them, I can bring them all down to 22. So I can manually bring them all down to 22, and they're going to sound great. Now, there's some places where I'm actually going to want a little louder. For instance, when she does the kicking at the end, I would like that to get a little bit louder after my voice at the beginning. And there's some really good fine tuning we're going to do. But so I brought them all down basically to where I want them. I'd like to bring the volume up when I key I, and I'd like to do it with the music. But music, we forgot the music. Let's put in the music. So we are going to go to, I'm going to close my assets. And I hit my plus sign. And I'm going to add audio. And let's pick, what about this EDM pop chains? Exciting, but also kind of generic. So let's use it. There we go. I think I put that. Did I put it on there?
Hello, class.
No, it did not. Why isn't it going? Oh, okay. So I've selected this. I can't just drag it down like that. And I know this because I've done this. So there's the music, and we're gonna go down to add. And once add, there's some music, and it's not exactly where it put it where the blue playhead was. So now I have my music.
Hello, class. So I have a video project that we're going to get.
That's kind of crazy loud. And I also want to use it with my title. So if I go to the very right, at the very top is text T. We'll hit add graphic. And now I'm going to go to titles and click more. I'm going to find a title that I like. So many great choices. And you can bring one in. I mean, if you have one that you liked in Canva or Adobe Express, there's some great options. I found one that I liked a little while ago. Let's see how far down I need to go. They're not bad. Like there's some fun ones. And the nice thing is you can actually change your you can change colors. There's change the font. There's all kinds of fun stuff you can do. It's not super important which one I pick. I guess I'm being a little fuzzy. But how about this one? That one looks like it could be fun. So I'm going to do a left click and I'll bring that in and it brings it right there. And it moved everything over and I'll move my music over. And there it is. Oh, your title. There we go. And if I click on that, I'm going to call it karate practice. Grace karate. It can work. Okay. And yeah, it does a cool thing like that. And then it does a fade out. Nice. And the music's there.
Hello, class. So
okay, and the first thing I think you're probably noticing is that, boy, does that music ever overpower my voice. So the nice thing is I can actually edit that audio a little bit, kind of. You can go to auto editing and it'll do some of that for you. So if you go to the audio, you can do audio ducking and it'll do some of this automatically for you.
Hello, class. So I have a video project that we're going to edit together. So I'm going to be recording this video.
But I actually think I want to reduce it more.
And I've taken some B-roll of my daughter doing the typical part of a karate class in our basement.
But I don't know if I even like that. So I'm going to go, I don't know if the auto ducking is to my taste. I would like the music to be even quieter. So I'm going to cut it right there. And now I have this one and this one. And I can actually just lower the volume here. I'm going to lower that to about, I think, 19. This one seems to be particularly loud.
In our basement. So we'll start covering this video.
Maybe even 16.
Now.
Okay, let's hear this now.
Hello, class. So I have...
Oh, that's an abrupt transition, isn't it? So how do we fix that? Well, if I was working in Audition or if I was working in Premiere Pro, I could put in a cross dissolving. Hey, you know what? In Adobe Rush, they made it actually kind of easy for you to do a cross dissolve. So I'm going to go to effects up here. I'm going to go to dissolve. You can actually, that same dissolve effect will also do a crossfade with audio. So I'm putting it right on the audio at the bottom. Now listen to that.
Hello, class. So I have...
Not bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's it does do a crossfade for you.
Hello, class. So I have...
If I I'm gonna do something really fussy. I know what you're saying. I am going to make I'm gonna make that disappear. I'm gonna put it back in, but put a longer duration on it. So I'm gonna click right here. I'm gonna grab dissolve, and I'm gonna make the duration just a little longer and make it about a second maybe. And it'll fade nicely for me. There we go. Now I'll put this on. It should sound much better.
Hello, Hello, class. So
That's
I have
better. That's better. It's way better in Premiere Pro because we'll use the pen tool, and I will show that in another tutorial. But for now, this is okay. So we've got our audio editing done, and there's a few here. Let's see how that ki sounded now that we've done that audio editing.
a partner. So this one is called Shiho Kuskun.
Yeah, I could bring that one up a little bit too. So I could put that up. So right where we see the ki, and if I press plus, I can zoom in there. And I can see it right here. So I can make I can select here. And you know what I'll do? I'm going to expand that audio track. So expand audio so I can see it. This is the section right there. That's where she's yelling. And I want to make that louder. So I'm going to cut it. Now I've got this selected. And I'm going to go to audio. And I'll just bring the clip volume up. Like, I don't know, like 50 or so. Let's see how that sounds.
Kuskun. Here, Grace demonstrates a punching and kicking combination.
Great.
This is called
Okay, another audio edit that I want to put in is right at the end here, where we're kicking that bag like crazy.
house kicks. And now let's look over her shoulder again so we can see those kicks land. And that is a basic karate workout in our basement.
So right there, right after I start talking, and you can see where I stop talking right there, I'm going to make a cut. And I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing a little better. And I'm just going to increase this volume. I'm going to increase that to about 50 and let the sound of that kicking take us out. And it'll just go a little longer. Oh, it's separated on me. There we go. Okay, that's great. And let's do a dissolve out so it dips to black. And also the music should stop right here. And there's an automatic fade on there as well. So let's hear that.
Workout in our basement.
Here we go. That is that. That is our karate workout. Oh, one more thing we didn't put in. One more thing I wanted to show you. So we have no, this is, it's Grace Karate, and there I am. You don't know who I am. So let's go back into titles, and we're going to look for a lower third. So let's go to more, and if we scroll down here, we found a neat one that I liked because I get to change it. So I can show you one other neat little aspect of Adobe Rush. There it is, there it is, there it is. So I don't love that orange, but that's okay. I'm going to change it. So let's grab this. I shouldn't say that. I have two things I want to show you. So there's my title now. I'm going to move it over here. So I just moved this title down there. And if I press, I'm going to hit the plus sign to zoom in.
Hello, class.
So main title and subtitle. So I have this one, and I'm going to change. So I'm going to adjust my main title, and I'm going to highlight it, and it will be Paul caps. Paul Godkin. And I will write video professor. There we go. Now this orange looks terrible, actually. So I want to show you something. I'm going to put in a logo a little bit later, and wouldn't it be great if our logo matched what this is? So let's go back to our assets. And that's the one I'm looking at right there. And if I go to the shape, the title rectangle, it's orange right now. Right beside it is an eyedropper. If I grab this eyedropper, I'm going to make it the red from this logo that I'm going to put in just a minute. And I grab it, now it's red. And I'll also make this bottom one red. So if I go to the subtitle rectangle and I grab the dropper, and I'll make it this exact same red. There we go. Paul Godkin, video professor. So that's nice. And while we've got this logo up, what say we grab the logo and also put that in? So I'll have that come in once I start talking right there. And I'll also put a dissolve on that so it fades in right there. And if I zoom out, a little more. There we go. Just so I get these brackets pairing. I'll just stretch this all the way across. All the way to the end. There we go. And also that dissolve at the end. There we go. And it's obviously way too big. So that's great because we can make it much smaller. We can do that, right? So I'll put it right there. And as you see, the same one that's on her uniform. And it's just going to be down there for the duration of the video, or you can put it up here. That's fine too. It's fine. Maybe it even goes better up there. So we can put it up there and we can click on it. And one neat thing that I can do with this is let me just go. Believe I should be able to adjust the opacity of this somewhere. Is it under effects? Is it under no? Oh, there it is, opacity. So I just grab this and I'm going to reduce the opacity so it's a bit see-through. That's just that this is the I think it's called crop and rotate, but it also adjusts opacity. So I can make it just a little bit see-through. So this is nice, so that whatever we have is branded. I think I do like it better at the bottom corner. I think that's more common. Okay, so we have that right there. I think this thing's done. I think it really is done. So if we zoom out, we can see the whole timeline and we have everything in here. Nice. So this is our whole video. Now, one thing I would like to do, let's say you wanted to have this for both you wanted to have it for a vertical video, right? This is 16 by 9. You want to change to 9 by 16. We don't have to edit it all over again. In fact, what we can do is we can, so this is all saved. The nice thing about this is it saves as it goes, which I really like. It's a nice feature. You don't have to remember to save. We go back to this right here. This is your project bin. So I can grab that and you will actually have this sequence is actually just called sequence 1. I should have given the sequence a name, but I didn't. So if we look now into the project bin, we should actually see this thing called sequence 1. And I'm just going to rename it to karate. Yeah, caps lock on. Karate landscape. Rename. And if I grab these 3 dots right there, I can also duplicate it. So I'm going to duplicate. It's going to create a new sequence and see called karate copy 1. And I'm going to rename that one. This one I'm actually going to call karate vertical. And rename. Let's open up karate vertical. Right, so we see there's karate vertical. And if I go back, I still have karate horizontal or karate landscape. Right, so we can see up here, there's karate landscape. But we're going to work in karate vertical. And then we can export both sequences. So let's go back into karate vertical. And let's change it to vertical. So right underneath our view screen here, we have says change sequence aspect ratio. So I can click on it. It's right now 16 by 9. We can make it 9 by 16. And now it's 9 by 16. But you know what? I'm going to show you something that's wrong. This isn't so great because look how big the logo is for one thing. We've got nothing's centered. So that's a bit of a problem, but it's not so much of a problem because we can go over to the right here where it says crop. And we can go to advanced, leave. Oh, you know, it's going to take a minute just to get everything here. There we go. And there is a way to center it. Or is that? Okay. Set under transform. We can actually center all this. I know you can. Okay, let's go to, is it effects? Yeah, so go to effects. I'm sorry, right up here at effects. Then we'll go to auto reframe. We'll turn that on. And it is going to move everything to the middle. You can see it all working and everything's moving, doing the auto reframe, and it's going to move everything to the middle. And now it looks like that. Now my Shukokai International logo, I'm gonna have to change that. That's fine. I'm just gonna make it smaller, or I could get rid of it entirely because it maybe, or I can make it a little tinier, and there it is. Now I can put it up here. That can work. So now I've got a vertical video with everything centered. Say that title looks. That's a little small, isn't it? So we can grab that, no problem. We can go to, I believe, we can click on it. And I'm pretty sure we can click on this and we can actually increase the size like that. If also another thing I do, I can go to the text and I can just change the font size. Like if I increase the font size of both um the the text. So, and then the same thing with Video Professor. So I made that, I don't know, 139. And then if I go to the bottom here and the Video Professor, and I can make the text do the same thing. There you go. So now we've got a graphic and it's animated, and there I am on screen, and there she is, and it's all good. We made a vertical video and it didn't take that long at all. We didn't have to start all over. That is the basics of Adobe Rush. You should be able to do everything you want to do. There's a few features that are nice to have so that you can try in Premiere Pro, but this is the only thing we haven't done yet is export it. And to export it is really easy. I go to the top left here, I say share, and it's called Karate Vertical. And I might give it another name and save to. I'm going to pick where I'm going to save it to. And I like to put it in that same folder that I had it in. Right now, it's not saving to that folder. It's saving to my D drive. So I'm going to change that. So I'm going to save it to my Karate assets. And I'll select that folder. And then all I have to do is press export. And away it goes. I just hit it. And oh, you know what? I hit advanced settings and I can decide I'm going to do my resolution here. And I'll do 1080p. I could do it at 4K, but I'm going to do it 1080 just because it's going to be viewed on a small screen. I can do 1080. That's fine. So we'll do 1080. And there's some additional presets you can do. So I could do YouTube 1080. That's probably good. That would be a good preset, although it's vertical, but YouTube 1080 should work well. Let's say YouTube 1080 because maybe I'll do it as a YouTube short and hit export. Away it goes. That's it. That is it. And it goes through. It takes 10 seconds or less. Depends how fast your computer is, how much stuff's going on. But it's this isn't a complicated one, so the rendering and publishing should not take long, but it'll be right there in my file. So that is the end of our lesson of Adobe Premiere Rush. I hope you get it. You'll dive in and fool around and have some fun with it. All right. Thanks a lot.